This study just blew my mind. And once you learn about this study, you will understand why I want to talk about habits and why they are so important in order to raise our frequency and therefore increase our vibe and feel good overall. Alright, this study has shown that 40% of the things that we are doing, of our behavior, is habitual. Meaning that 40% of the things that we do day in and day out are on autopilot, alright? We don't consciously think about what we are doing. We are just doing the things. And if you understand that input equals a certain output, then of course, if you do 40% on autopilot, that means that 40% of the things that you do are basically the same things every single day. And these are patterns, alright? And now it's important to find out what are the patterns that are holding us back or holding us down as far as the frequency and as far as how good we feel, and what are some habits that can increase that frequency and help us to feel amazing in no time. So instead of going crazy and telling you to live like a monk, meditate to oblivion, or ice bath until your balls shrink to the size of a rice corn, let's start with what's practical, okay? And what you can implement into your day immediately, and that doesn't cost you a thing, and that's easy to do. And don't get me wrong, meditation and ice baths are cool, but for most people, this is not where you need to start, alright? Let's just be honest. Let's just lay a solid foundation that everyone can work with, and then you can do your ice bath and you can do all the things that are out there, alright? And trust me, if you only follow one or two things that I will mention in this video and take it serious and implement it into your life, it can dramatically change your life for good. But before we dive in any deeper, let's just make sure that we are all on the same page, alright? In previous videos, I talked about the frequency chart, alright? So the frequency chart, if you don't know, it's based on our emotions. So you can actually find out in which frequency you are depending on what emotion you feel. Alright? On that chart, some of the lower frequencies are shame, guilt, grief, fear, anger. Alright? So that means these feelings tell us that we are at a low frequency, that we vibe low. So what we want to do is we want to get up on the frequency chart. We want to get to love. We want to get to joy. We want to get to enlightenment. Alright, and I did a whole nother video about the frequency chart. So if you didn't check this out, then go and check out the other video, because there's one frequency that is even higher than enlightenment. And it's so easy to do, it will blow your mind. So if you want to watch this video, click on the link right somewhere here in this video. Before we start with the habits, I want to stress about something, alright? Because you can have the best habits in the world, but if your vehicle is not working, your body, then the best habits, in theory, they can't really play out in real life, okay? So what I want to stress about is 3 things that you have to take care of, okay? You can call them habits, you can make them a habit, but like I want to put this as a given. I want to put this like below the foundation, basically. Like that's really the soil on which we're going to build the new foundation, your new habits, all right? So the soil, or let's say the vehicle, because if the vehicle is not working, it doesn't matter how much petrol you put in. If the engine is not running, there's no way of the vehicle to move, all right? So you can put petrol in, but if the system is broken, then it doesn't matter all the good things that you do and that you can do an oil change, you can do everything, but still the car won't move, all right? So the same thing with you as a person, your body, your vehicle. It has to be, optimized, all right? And these days, it's not really being optimized. It's just getting back to normal, right? Because we are so used to all that stuff that we don't really need. And we are doing so much things that are wrong. And so many wrong things are normalized. Like, just look at your daily habits again and see what are the things that you do on a daily basis that are not natural, that are not really designed for human beings, basically, all right? So I want to stress about these 3 things, get these 3 things in order, and then we move forward to the habits, all right? So the 3 things is the water intake, no junk food, and don't overeat. And then last but not least, reduce the sugar, Matter of fact, cut out the sugar for a certain time and see how you react, alright? And if I talk about sugar, I'm not only talking about white sugar, I'm talking about sugar, sweetness, like all that stuff. Just cut it out. Don't go for Coke Zero if you normally drink the Coke, alright? Just cut it out completely and see the change it has or the effect it has to you over 2 weeks to a month, alright? Is where you're going to see the change. So just do it, observe it, and see, do you really need it or not? Okay, so once this soil is fruitful again, now we can put the foundation on top, alright? So let's talk about habit number 1, practice gratitude, alright? This can be a short thing. It doesn't have to be anything special. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. It can be in the form of a prayer. If you're a religious person, it can be a thank you to the universe. It can be anything that's expressing gratitude for what you have, all right? One of the key things to me is, so what I do is at least I pray once a day. Okay, for 5 minutes is a gratitude prayer for 5 minutes, where I just mention the things that I'm grateful for, small things, bigger things, whatever the case may be, for the gift of life, to be alive, to have a roof over my head, and all these things. But one thing that can really help is food, is the prayer of food. Because let's say if you eat 3 times a day, there's 3 little prayers, 3 little gratitude prayers that you have your meal. It just reminds you to be grateful for what you have, okay? So then at that time, if you eat 3 times a day, these are 3 little gratitude prayers, and it will put you in a state of gratitude. And studies have found out that you can't be grateful and anxious at the same time. So the one thing pushes the other thing to the side. And guess what? If you look at the frequency chart again, of course, gratitude is higher than anxiety, all right? So practice gratitude. Find the little triggers. As I said, for me, one of the easy things is with food. Maybe it can be whenever you drink something. Maybe it can be, I don't know, whenever you start your travel, whenever you get home, whatever the case is. For me, it works that I do a 5-minute prayer every day, usually in the morning, and then I do a little prayer on my food, and that's it. Number 2, and this is a hack, you guys. This is a hack that works every single time, okay? So what I usually do is I just want to get my blood flowing. So that means with a little activity, all right? I'm not saying you have to go crazy. I'm not saying you have to go to the gym. I'm saying get your blood flowing, all right? So what I like to do is, for example, burp or push-ups. But you can also do a HIIT workout, okay? HIIT workouts, go on YouTube, type in HIIT workout, get a 20-minute workout, and this will change your state immediately. So as soon as the blood is flowing, it's somehow the same thing as with gratitude. Once your blood is flowing, you are not really able to be stuck down at these low frequencies. So this is what I do in the morning. Every morning, I take 20 minutes and get my blood flowing, like I said, usually with burpees. And that's a great way of starting the day. First of all, you do something that, you won't be in the mood to do a workout in the morning. So you already do something that's hard for you, which sets up the day the right way. Okay. And once you're in that workout, like after 20 minutes, 5 minutes in, after the first, second round of burpees, you will feel so different. And once you are done, you go and take a shower, you are fresh. You feel like you have all the energy. You don't even need a coffee anymore. You are just there, okay? You are ready to go. And that's another hack, the blood flow. I do it in the morning. As I said, you can do it every morning just to get the day going. But then whenever you feel low, whenever you have anxiety, whenever you have fear, whenever you have shame, whatever the case may be, if you're in these low frequencies and you want to change your state instantly, get on the ground, do push-ups, do burpees, do a HIIT workout. Next time, try it, please try this, all right? Next time, when you feel down, and I know that's a time you don't want to do shit, but That's exactly what you need to do. At that moment when you feel down, at that moment when you feel shame, guilt, whatever, and you don't feel like doing anything, I promise you, do a 20-minute workout and see how everything changed. When you are angry at something, do a 20-minute, 25-minute, do a HIIT workout and see how you feel afterwards. You will come up with solutions, you will come up with things. But when you were just angry and you couldn't see the solution anymore, you couldn't see a reasonable way out, all right, do the HIIT workout and you see how this will change your mood instantly. And another great way is reading, all right. It's also something that I do within my morning routine, that I read 10 pages of a self-development book that helps you to have your thoughts right, to focus on the right things. And please make sure it's a book, and that's a self-development space, because these books, they will just help you to stay positive, to focus on the right thing, and to do the right thing, okay? And sometimes it's the same thing, so many things that are good for us. There is this little bit of resistance, like I said, with the blood flow, with the workout. You won't feel like doing it until you do it. And with reading, the same goes for reading. You most likely, when you look at even it's 10 pages, like 20, 30 minutes, depending on the book, when you look at it, you are like, you just don't feel like it. But once you are in it, once you're reading, you will see how it will change everything, okay? I will have another video here where I'll recommend books for 2024 must reads. So by the time of this recording, I don't have it. I didn't do the video yet. As soon as I have it, it will be linked somewhere here as well. So if you don't know what to read, take one of these books, and I guarantee they will help you to be in that positive mood, in a high frequency. Then visualization is another one. There are so many studies on visualization, and I don't want to get all technical, but let me just say this. Your brain is not able to differentiate of what's real and what's in your mind, all right? So if you vividly, because of course, this wouldn't be good all the time if everything that you visualize immediately becomes reality, right? Because we know we don't always have these the best visions for ourselves as well. But if you take your time, let's say you take 10 minutes of your day, sit down and you visualize whatever you truly want to have in your life. And when you visualize, you make it you get the feeling, all right? So it's all about the emotions that you feel. It's all about the realer it feels. The more you can really feel it while visualizing, the lesser your brain can see the difference. And the more your brain believes this is who you are, you automatically attract the right things, okay? First of all, you attract the right things. Second of all, your mood will be in a high frequency because you visualize what you like, your dream life, or you visualize the things that you want, and you get into abundance, all right? You get into these high frequencies and you leave these low frequencies of lack and fear of losing and all these things there, and you raise higher to that frequency. So visualization is also one of the keys that I use that help me to stay up in a high frequency. Then we have journaling. And journaling is especially good for people who struggle to visualize, all right? Because I know visualization can be hard, especially if you're really at a low place. It's like you're fooling yourself, all right? You think at least you're a hypocrite, or you think you're an imposter or something, because you don't feel like this at all. So if you have trouble getting the emotions in with the visualization, I recommend you try to journal. All right. Because while you journal, then now you can write. Now you can write your 2.0 version of yourself. Okay. There are two ways to do it. Either you are describing yourself, like you are visualizing yourself, the best version of yourself, and the characteristics, your skills, your looks, the way you walk, whatever, that feeling that people just have from looking at you, looking at the 2.0 version of yourself, and they already know, like, that's the guy. I don't know what he does, but I know he does it, That's the person. And either you do it like this, or you create an enemy. And you create that enemy, the person that takes everything from you. Be it the woman that you want, be it the car that you want, the house where you want to live in. He just takes everything. Why? Because he is not lacking. He doesn't slip. So what are his attributes? How is it possible for him to outperform you like that? So basically you create an enemy that now you have to beat. So every time you feel like not doing something, every time you don't want to do the blood, like you don't want to get your blood flowing, every time you don't want to read these 10 pages, you see that person in your head, or you write it down, and you see that this person, he does it and he smiles at you because he can control himself and he knows what he wants. So you create that enemy that can help you to really step your game up. All right. So that's another way of journaling. Basically, you can either journal for that person you want to be, or you journal that person that you want to beat. All right. These were the 5 habits that helped me staying on path and staying on a high frequency. And I have one little bonus. All right. One more hack. It's not comfortable. It's not comfortable is all I can say, but it's effective. All right. It's very effective. It's not for everyone. It's just for the people who, if you have any trouble with the things that I've mentioned so far, maybe you want to give this next habit or this next hack a try. All right. If you really don't feel good. And I'm not talking about ice bath, but something very close. All right. I'm talking about cold showers. If you really don't feel good, if you don't want to do any of the things that I did, or if they are not helping you enough, because the only instant hack of these habits that I mentioned is the blood flow, like getting your blood flowing. All right. This is an instant hack. Within 20 minutes, you'll feel like a new version of yourself. There's one more way to do it, and that's ice baths, or if not, just a cold shower. So if you go to the cold shower for 5 minutes and you come out, trust me, within these 5 minutes, you will forget all the negative emotions and you will feel way, way, way better and elevated coming out of this cold shower. All right. And I know this is not for everyone, but if you're serious about raising your frequency, if you really want to fly high, vibe high, and want instant change, then this is another great way to improve your overall vibe. All right. And now I challenge you, please guys, take 1 or 2 of the habits, or all 5 if you want, or all 6 if you want, implement them into your day. See what happens. All right. Try it for 14 days. Try it for 14 days and see what happens. Then you might extend to 30 days and see what happens. And who knows? Some of these things might stick for you for the whole year or for your whole life. But the main thing is just to start, and I want you to start small, step by step. If you don't do any of these things yet, then you don't have to jump in and do all right? Take 1 or 2 things. As I said, get the soil right, like water, food, no sugar, and see how it changes you, see how it gives you more energy, see how it raises your frequency, and then add 1 or 2 things like reading 10 pages a day, visualize 10 minutes, journaling, like whatever you pick, do it and stay consistent for at least 14 to 30 days and see what happens. Text me in the comments if this was of any help for you, if this was useful. If you know anyone who can benefit from this message as well, please share this video. Stay healthy, stay fresh, raise your frequency, and we talk soon. Let's go.